Okay, so coming back to the most important update now, a lot of questions in my DMs and my Q&A sessions, also in my comments on all YouTube videos. You guys always ask me, what is the current situation of Qatar Airways? When are they going to hire? When are they going to start recruitment drives again? How about the people who have already uploaded their pictures? They were on hold, they've got email, they were waiting to get called, they were waiting to for their final interview, and the most important sunroo interview. What about that? Hi everyone, my name is Twinkle and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to be discussing, I'm going to be answering all your questions which I had put up on Instagram. Last week I did a Q&A session wherein I asked you on Instagram to leave all your questions, and I did, regardless of saying, receive a lot of questions, some repetitive ones, some frequently asked, and some very important ones. So I've tried my best to properly select the most important ones. I've tried to cover everything, and I'm going to be answering all those questions in this video, in today's video. But before that, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. And if you haven't started following me on Instagram, go ahead, start following me, because I keep on doing a lot of Q&A, a lot of informative posts and stories which you don't want to miss. On that note, let's get into the video. Needless to say, I did get a lot of questions, so I have noted down on them in this notebook, and I'm going to be reading out the questions so I don't miss any of them. Also, I've kind of combined the similar kind of questions and the ones which go together, so you can expect elaborated answers. And the question number one was, if it was necessary to be experienced or have prior experience in customer service or any other industry related to aviation to become a cabin crew. So the answer is no, it is not necessary to have a relevant or any other, like any industry which is not aviation, to have experience, because if you had it, if the vacancy or the airline or the job description says so, they will mention it there. Mostly, if they want it, they will write that we are looking for 3 years of experience or 2 years or senior cabin crew for this post. Everything will be written. However, for fresh cabin crew recruitment drives, they are looking for freshers as well as experienced. However, if they need only freshers, they will mention it. If they're looking for only experience, they will mention it. But usually it's not like that. You will get equal opportunities, be it fresher or experienced. Coming back to the point that as experienced guys, that do you get any preference or an edge if you're experienced in the same industry or relevant industry, something like that? Well, it depends, to be honest, because first is, if your experience, I've always repetitively said that you must be experienced in a field, a relevant field, or you must be a cabin crew prior to this job before applying to any particular job. But if it's not visible in your personality, in your body language, in the way you speak, if you've not absorbed anything from that job and you just have that experience merely written on your resume, it is not going to help you. And which is why is another reason that a lot of freshers sometimes get hired over the experienced ones. But mostly, if the experience has taught you something or you've got something from the job, it will reflect on your personality and you will be automatically getting an edge over the other candidates, not because you have an experience, but they can see it in your personality. So considering the experience which is visible in your personality, that definitely has an edge over any other candidates. But if you are saying that a certain certificate from an institute or a certain experience is going to put you on a higher preference, it doesn't work this way. Another question which was asked a lot was, does it matter if we have an experience from a different industry altogether which is not relevant? So likewise, if having an experience in the similar industry does not give you an edge until and unless it's seen in your personality, and or the job description asks so that we need a senior cabin crew, we need 5 years of experience or certain years of experience, something like that, it is not an added advantage and it is not a disadvantage as well. If a company is looking for a fresher, they need a fresher. be it from the industry or from any other industry. So the next question which was asked was, what is the maximum age to apply as a cabin crew? So the age criteria really depends on airlines. If we take an example of airlines here in India, you will see the age for maximum age to apply varies from 27 to 30 to 31, 32. Few airlines, yeah. However, some airlines like the Middle East ones do not specify the maximum age to apply. If you ask me, in my tenure, I have seen people from different nationalities experience, of course, in different industries, because this is not something that you were not doing anything from your age of 20, 21 to 30s. You were just not doing anything. You will have an experience and you would want to probably change your career. You want a dynamic career change. You're looking for something else. Definitely you're considered, because I've seen people from different nationalities who've been hired at the age of 29, 30. Even in India, I have seen it. So they hire you. But it totally depends upon you again. If you're very vibrant, energetic, you are ready to put in, given your 100%, you look a certain type, like you look like a very outgoing personality, then you definitely will make it. Age is just a number in that case. However, if you tell me I'm 40, I'm 50, you don't look or behave in a certain way, then you know the answer yourself. The next question that I usually get is, what are the languages that I can learn to get an advantage over other candidates, or to get closer to a cabin crew job or a vacancy? So let me clarify you first. Again, it depends upon the airline who's asking you, or who's specifying in their job description that they want the candidates of speaking a certain language, like they need German speakers or Spanish speakers. So I recently also put up a post, like 2 posts, where they were looking for German and Spanish speakers. Again, if you haven't started following me on my Instagram, I will leave it here. Do follow me on my Instagram. I do post vacancy updates as well. So yeah, I did leave it where they were looking for language speakers. And if a company is looking for language speakers, then you definitely have an advantage over everyone, because you have a certain skill that they're looking for. So that is good. However, in the cabin crew field, there are a lot of people. So for example, you're an Indian and you learn German language, but they already recruit people from Germany who are native speakers, then it doesn't really make sense for you to learn a language. Of course, it's good, but they would always prefer native language speaker because of obvious reasons, accent, and then they pick up the way they understand German speakers better. So yeah, however, if you have the time and you want to learn a language for it to show better in your resume, and you want to outshine, just to make your resume look heavy and nice, you can learn. If you ask me as a preference, you can go for German, you can go for Spanish, you can go for French. All these 3 languages are really high in demand. The next question that I get a lot is graduation important? Or something relevant that I get is, which subject or stream should I choose after 10th? For people who are already planning to become a cabin crew, I get people who are in 10th standard who are very young and they want to plan it a certain way. That's one. And also, what if you need to reach the top position in a company, which degree or course will get a preference? So I combined all these questions because they are kind of relevant. So we'll take up the graduation part first. Most of the airlines, they do not, almost all of them, they do not require you to be a graduate. They just need a higher secondary certificate, which is your 12th pass, and you're good to go. So if you ask me the requirement part, no, it's not required. So it's not required for you to do graduation. However, if you relate it to the other question, that what is it required, what is required for you to reach in a top position in a company, if it's an internal vacancy, you need number of years experience. You must have seen people starting from a very low level in the company and then reaching to as high as the CEO of the companies. They're reaching to the goals of like VP in flight. If you follow me, I've also told the story of the VP in flight in Qatar Airways as well, who started as an F2 as a cabin crew, the lowest economy position in the cabin crew, and he reached the VP in flight, which is the highest, a very good position in the company, in the higher management. So in those areas, I don't know if that person is graduated or not, but if it's internal, It's the number of years, it's your record, it's your performance, it's what you've learned as a personality. And I would also like to add on, every person who has 10 years or 5 years or 7 or 10, 15 years of experience is not the same as other person who has the same number of experience. It's also on you, what you've acquired in all these years and how good are you to also impart that knowledge to others. So it really depends upon you. However, at a certain point in time, if you're looking for a career change, and then plays the part of qualifications, then plays a part of what are your passions, what are your interests, what you can do, and education and knowledge plays a really, really important role. So in case of career change, if you're looking, there might be some positions that are hiring only people who are graduates. In that case, you might regret the fact that you did not do graduation. So if you personally ask me, if nothing is going wrong in your life and you have time and you can do it, I would highly advise you to go for your graduation first, so that later in life, if you want to switch careers or do something else, you don't regret the fact that I did not do graduation. I'm saying this with experience. I have friends who are regretting this at the moment. I have people who left their graduations in between and now they're completing it at this age, which can be difficult also, and a kind of impossible also, because at this point in time when you've forgotten everything, it is difficult. Yeah, so if you ask me, graduation is important with the backup point of view if you want to have a career change. Otherwise, for this job you don't require graduation at all. Another question which was combined with this was, which stream should I choose? So it really does not depend upon which stream, because in India we just have 2 streams, commerce, arts and science, like 3 of them. So it doesn't really depend on that. You can take any stream, it's fine. And with the new system in the schools, I guess you can also take different courses. So if you want, you can take something relevant. However, if you ask me, I would take something totally different. So I do have a backup, because this industry does not require you to have a certain course or certain degree. So what I would do if I was at your place I would take another course which is totally different, have a different kind of thing in my pocket, like a different backup, so in case I need a career change later, I have something by my side. So I would do that. Also, if you're looking for, which was also one other question, if you're looking to become a grooming instructor or some other kind of job in the industry, you might want to have, there might be a requirement of, there are requirements of having a certificate or having a fair amount of experience. So you might want to add those certificates in your resume that is required. For example, there was a question where a person asked me, if a person wants to become a grooming instructor, then they require you have a certificate of professional makeup academy, something like that. Apart from the skills, of course, you should have the skills and you should have that kind of personality. What have you acquired? You should be able to train people. So these are the different aspects that you need to have in you. So another question which I really get a lot is, what jobs should you do to gain customer service experience? Very good point. I always say that it is very important for you to study and also have first-hand experience in customer service and absorb as much as you can, because these experiences are going to change and polish your personality at all, and it's going to actually mold you in a different kind of a person, which will change your personality, which will make you outshine in your interviews as well. So starting from what jobs, you can actually start from having BPO jobs, call center executive, customer service executives who are also calling on phone. I would prefer you to have something where you have to deal one-on-one, but considering the current times where it might not be possible, if not possible, you can also start from on-call service industry, things like of course customer care executives, BPOs, because in BPOs you also get voice and accent trainings, and they kind of train your voice and accent as well. So, and your vocabulary of course changes because you're in that environment. So you can always choose that, which is the easiest to get. Apart from that, you can also join restaurant chains, something like Japanese or Asian restaurants or Chinese restaurants, like the authentic ones, not the local ones, the authentic fine dining ones, because the level of training in those restaurants is very, very to a next level. They really take care. If you also go visit them once, you will see the kind of menus, the kind of beverages they offer, the kind of knowledge their executive they have the kind of training they give to their employees is next level. So you will definitely learn a lot about the cuisines, about customer service, and you will develop confidence as well to of course deal with customers. Apart from that, you can also join hotel chains, you can become bartenders. Similar knowledge you will have in that background. You can become bartender, you can join as help desk, you can be in concierge service, you can work as a receptionist, front desk, anything which which involves customer service and welcoming or dealing with different customers and their problems on a day-to-day life. This will really help you grow. Also, if you're studying regular college and if you're looking for different opportunities to improve your resume, you can first of all check this video out here. Here I've made a video on resume for experienced and freshers, where I've included what kind of experience can you add. So if you want to check out, you can check them out here, just click on them. Apart from them, you can also do internships, you can go for fests, organizing fests, event management. All these things really help you. They help you grow one or the other skill: communication, leadership, teamwork. All these things, when you put in your resume, they need to do justice. You need to do justice and you need to explain them in your resume. So these are the things which will help you work on these skills and will definitely help you when you go for your job interviews and help you in getting those jobs. The next question that I get a lot is I am not 12th pass, I've not done 12th, I've done a diploma, am I eligible, the eligibility criteria, or what can I do if I have not done 12th, of course. So first of all, again, it depends upon the airlines you want to join. So you need to do your research. If the airline is very strict, like Vistara in India, they strictly want people who are 12th pass. So they need CBSE 12th pass, regular. They need a certain percentage also, 60% and above. Only then are you eligible. However, other airlines, they just need your higher secondary certificate. Doesn't matter where you did it from. So if a certain company does not entertain your diploma certificate, which is equivalent, if at all it is equivalent to 12th, then in that case you would want to do it from NIOS. It's an institute properly affiliated, certified and renowned. I will leave the link of that website in the description box. Go ahead and check it out. You might want to do your 12th if it's that important from there, so that you can be accepted in one of those airlines where they require you to be 12th pass. So you can do it from there. It is acceptable, it is renowned and properly certified. You should not indulge in doing it from any of those means, if you know what I'm trying to say. Do not indulge in fake certifications and fake degrees. There's no use. There are ref checks and you will just lose your job. You'll be stuck in the center, middle. Just don't do it. So if you want to do your 12th again, in case you're looking for an airline that requires it, for sure, do it from this institute. I will leave the link in the description box. Apart from that, for the 12th criteria, of course, you need to be 12th pass. You cannot do it if they do not agree, if they do not accept diploma candidates only. So go ahead, you have to do your 12th. Another highly requested question is, can cabin crew do pilot course side by side? Is there any support from Qatar Airways or any other airline or any policies supporting those kind of candidates? So yes, you can do your pilot course side by side. This I'm referring to, of course, Qatar Airways. First of all, please be aware that it requires, of course, a lot of money. If you've got the funds, if you've got the permissions and everything is sorted, and if your roster, of course, allows you, you can go ahead in your days off and complete your training side by side. I had a lot of colleagues doing it. It can be difficult because you only complete your training on days off, and they do not expect the company to understand this. You have to first complete your job, like your flying career. You have to give it 100% there. You can't take leaves all the time to give exams. You, of course, have to put in a request and you can consume your annual leave, of course, by all means. You can have unpaid leave, but if you don't have offs and you kind of, you going to consume a lot of time. So be prepared for all of these things. You can definitely do it side by side, of course, after a certain level, when you have made that amount of money and you are already comfortable in that company. So you can do it. With regards to job and policies, there is no support from the company, like in terms of giving you job guarantee or preference. They do not do that. It is your problem, it is your responsibility to apply. See, if you apply and you get through it, that's another thing. But if you think they will give you any preference because you were a crew, or because you've done it from being a cabin crew or something like that, there is no support. You do everything yourself 100%. Next question, which is also an interesting one, is what are the jobs that a retired cabin crew can do? So to be very clear and honest, you can do whatever you want to. Don't think that you'll get a certain kind of preference again because you have number of experience, because I've always said that if you haven't acquired, though it's it's kind of impossible that you've got so many years of experience and you've not acquired anything. But just consider it this way: if it was any other industry, let's say in IT or advertising or any other field that you were in, and you were looking for a career change or a total field change, what do you think the past experience will help you in? Of course, because you're looking for a career change, now you have to, it comes down to your qualifications, your interests, your skills. What have you acquired for so long? Because now you are going for a career change. So you have to start from a lower level, definitely, because now the experience that you acquired is in a different field, and now you're going to be changing your field. So it will become difficult. However, it also totally depends on you. Now talking about in field job changes, like in aviation itself, so there are hundreds of options. Either you can go for internal vacancies, or if you can become trainer, you can become safety service trainers if you're eligible. Of course, you have to clear interviews, internal interviews. After that, you can become trainers. You can go for so many departments: housing departments, grooming departments, standards and procedures. There are different departments that you can choose for yourself, depending upon the kind of shift and the kind of work you like. It's easier because, again, it depends on the number of years, because it's an internal vacancy. And of course, in aviation it is, even if it's in the same field and not the same company, you will get preference, because in their job descriptions, they usually look for people with a number of years. You can apply for ABMs, base managers, airport jobs, airport managers, because they look for certain kind of experience. You can also go on ground, different jobs again. You can work in hotels as managers, F&B managers. Again, what have you acquired for so many years? The interview thing is yours. So yeah, all these fields are definitely yours. Now, some different kind of questions which are apart from the career and apart from the eligibility criteria were, if we have any serious injuries or accident during the job tenure, what happens? Do we get terminated? So again, I've told you I've had so much of experience, so I've also experienced all these things. If you have a very serious kind of accident which leads to disability, or which does not allow you to fly, basically, hampers your health, then in that case, it's kind of subjective. It depends on case to case. If you're comfortable and you can work on ground, the company will offer you different kind of jobs according to your experience, or if you have any preference, you can definitely apply and you will be given preference, because you had an accident on duty and you will be given preference. So you can choose from any of those careers. Apart from that, if there are things that do not kind of requires you to not fly, then you can fly. For example, I had a burn mark. I got burned during the flight, like not really burned, but my hand got burned. I have a scar also, but the scar was definitely here, like not on my hand, but it's here. So I was off duty, like I was working in the office. I was getting basic salary, like paid for that. I was doing office work, and I was waiting. I was on my grooming checks, and as soon as I got cleared, I could conceal it and fly back again. So in such cases, it's fine. And for cases where you just cannot fly anymore, like you choose it, they don't really terminate you for anything. But there were cases where you meet accidents and you were not following policies of the company, rash driving or leaving the country, then you put your life and others' life in danger. In that cases only you get terminated. Otherwise the companies are helpful. They help you with the insurance money and also with the job, provided if you are willing to work. Another interesting question was the food available in flights, like food available on board and layovers is vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Is the vegetarian basically available or not? So for all those who don't know, I'm a vegetarian, but I do eat eggs, so but not on flights. Yeah, so I'm a vegetarian and it gets difficult. It can get very difficult, and some of the flights where you will just not have, especially from like outstation meaning from other countries flying into Doha or flying into your base station where you start the flight from there, because catering is local. If the catering is from that country, you will not have vegetarian. A lot of problems in finding the vegetarian. So you'll have to survive on milk, salads, appetizers, drinks, tea, coffee, bread, things like that. But you will survive, don't worry. You will have cold meal, but you will have something to eat. So, which is why whenever you get an opportunity, have hot meal, cook and have good amount of meal and food from your home. Be prepared, whenever you're going for a flight. So vegetarian can be a little bit of problem, but hotels you will usually find a pizza or a pasta, things like that. Don't expect the perfect kind of Indian meals, hot meals everywhere, because you will have problems finding vegetarian for sure. But not that you will die, you will manage, so don't worry. Next interesting question is about how the grooming officer checks you. Okay, so grooming happens before every flight. The grooming officer, there's a briefing room. Everybody discusses so many flight details in the briefing room. So the briefing officer will enter your briefing room. She will ask you everybody at once. Yeah, you will be like standing in a circle. Everybody will be asked to remove their hats and jackets, things like that, and she'll ask you to turn around, check your hair, your uniform fitting, from shoes to your skin to your face, makeup, every little thing. She'll basically be checking you one-on-one, ask you to turn around and check you fully. If they find a problem in you, they will ask you to either correct it, or they might give you a warning for the next flight, like it needs to be corrected for the next flight. Or if it's really, really difficult, like it's unacceptable, they might offload you or give you a change. So it happens this way before every flight. So grooming needs to be 100%. You cannot escape this. Apart from this, there were a lot of questions which were regarding the height criteria, the reach criteria, the skin conditions, height, BMI. Again and again, same. I will leave the link to this video where I've discussed the basic questions. Please go ahead, have a look. I have discussed a lot of basic questions, eligibility, and a lot more, so do give it a look. And for the BMI part, I will leave the BMI calculator, of course, in the description box again, so you can go ahead and check that. That is the perfect way you can check your BMI if you're eligible or not, so you will have a fair idea. So coming back to the most important update now, a lot of questions in my DMs and my Q&A sessions, also in my comments on all YouTube videos. You guys always ask me, what is the current situation of Qatar Airways? When are they going to hire? When are they going to start recruitment drives again? How about the people who have already uploaded their pictures? They were on hold, they've got email, they were waiting to get called, they were waiting for their final interview, and the most important Sonru interview. What about that? So guys, again, you are not if you've not watched this video of mine, I have mentioned all of this here. This was when it was March, April, May. People had got emails. I've also mentioned the email here and read very clearly about what you need to do. So click this video, check it out. There are emails which have been sent to crew that you do not need to rely on the company anymore for your candidature. You can withdraw it. They are not assuring anyone. So to be very direct, there is no guarantee now. You have to apply again in the next drive, in the next interview opportunity, whenever it comes. So just consider it as a no-no. So don't wait for your video interviews results for that, or any of your Sonru interview results, or if you were waiting for any emails, because they have clearly sent you emails. They've clearly said that you should not expect anything from the company anymore. You will have to apply again for new vacancies whenever they come. So don't expect anything for now. However, if you want to stay and be on hold, so just be on hold, but don't consider it as any assurance, because it has been clearly said. It's an inside information as well for the people who've been terminated, asked to leave, or things like that, have been told that there's no assurance of hiring you back. There were circulars saying you will be given preference, but then another circular came where they were told that there is no assurance of you people being hired, like the employees being hired again. If you want, you can apply fresh whenever the vacancy comes in. So I hope it is quite clear. For the opportunities after pandemic, how will they recruit, how will be the frequency of interviews, less interviews, more interviews, it really depends, because now it's gonna change. Well, there will be opportunities, but how frequent and how will be the pattern? Definitely not everything will be based on video interviews, because for customer service it does not happen this way. So you can expect some part to be video interviews, some part to be like an open day, like a final interview one-on-one. But how frequent, you cannot really say, because nothing is there which can give you a confirmation. There's no statements which are confirmed by the company or things like that. With that said, I have come to the end of this video. I hope I've answered maximum and most of your questions, and hope that this video is really helpful to you. If I've missed on any questions, you can any day leave it down in the comment section below, and I will see you in my next video, where I will be discussing about the current situation of Qatar Airways. Yes, what is happening in Qatar Airways now, what are the salaries, what is the condition, how are they flying, where are they flying, basically the inside information of Qatar Airways. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, or if you haven't pressed the bell notification yet, there is a bell notification right next to the subscribe button. Go ahead, press that button so you don't miss that video of mine. And on that note, I will see you in my next one. Till then, take care and bye bye.